preparing the live stream. Just give me a moment. I'm just waiting for it to set up. And okay, we are good. Okay, so welcome everyone to, I'm going to call the meeting to order to UCC's first meeting for the fall 2022 semester. I'm Wesley, and I'm going to be your chair for this academic year. I welcome all of you. Faces, as we've already seen, they are our old faces and happy to see you, and then new faces, welcome all as well. We're happy to have you here. And as Catherine said, you know, yeah, there is a lot that goes into this council, but again, we're all here to, again, help one another and be able to work with one another for this, for the good of the committee. With that being said, anybody have any announcements? I have announcements that I'll go forth like in the number 6, like the information of a chair. I'm going to go ahead and share the agenda so we can see it. So in case you don't have it printed or that, we can just kind of take a look together.
And I have one announcement when you're ready for that.
Yeah, give me 1 second, Catherine. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So with that being said, you all can see it, right? Great. So let's go ahead, Catherine, go ahead with your announcement.
Okay, just briefly, I got a phone call this morning from Ellen Rocco in the College of Health. She's just been appointed associate dean. And College of Health is putting together a curriculum committee to look over all the College of Health UCC proposals, and I think graduate proposals before they get submitted. So just an FYI, Ivory, you'll need to make sure, I just changed the existing College of Health proposals to add her as an editor, but you'll need to try to remember on all of the new College of Health proposals to make sure that Ellen Rocco becomes an editor so she can share it with her group once it gets put together.
Okay, I'll be sure to add her. Thank you for that
Perfect.
information.
Thank you. That's all I've got.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Yes, I have an announcement.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to inform you that we will start renumbering the College of Technology courses so that the new numbers will be included in the catalog 23-24 and will be effective fall 2023. This recommendation was approved by the University Senate way back in 2015, 2016. And we are going to implement it, of course, with the help of the Dean of College of Technology and the various entities. So it's just FYI that we started doing this process.
All those courses are built too, so as
Yeah.
soon as we get them into the catalog, we'll still see changes there.
And looks like here, let's see here. Awesome. Yep. Awesome. Thank you guys. Long time coming, and we're the College of Tech definitely happy with that. Report from the executive committee. I'm going to wait to report on my things because that's going to come from information from the chair. My other two part of the executive committee are my other two officers. So again, Bob Houghton, and then again Ben Bowen, Ben the secretary, Bob the vice chair. Do you guys have anything?
Nope, I'm good.
Good too.
Awesome. Let's go again. Number 4, academic affairs. I saw Cindy Hill on here. Do you have anything for us?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good to see everybody back. Looking forward to spending lots of quality Thursday afternoons with you all. I don't have any particular updates today, so good to see everyone.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, so with that, subcommittee activities, so GERC, so those minutes again for March and April of last year were approved, and we did email votes for those, and those were accepted. So we are good with those. Any questions on those minutes or our minutes? you'll apologize. I do talk a mile a minute. I'm not going to lie about that. If you need me to repeat something or stop or anything, please feel free to do so. And again, you do have these recorded to, again, look back for further things if you had questions about stuff too. Okay, moving along on the agenda, Bass.
The BAS committee has not met yet this semester, probably towards the end of September.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Tiffany. With that being said, so now information from the chair. So kind of again, a welcoming, as everyone has for UCC and, kind of like the purpose. So I draw your attention to a couple of things. So first thing I'm going to pull up here, just make sure you're all seeing my screen. Can you all see my screen, the UCC page? So yeah, isu.edu/UCC. It'll give you everything and more about Undergraduate Curriculum Council and what we do. So if you are on this committee and you are a voting officer from our different colleges, your purpose is to look at every, again, curriculum proposal that comes through. And basically the originator will put that proposal together. You request the form online here, and it walks you through everything and more you need to do. I'll scroll back here. There's sample proposals here, which I strongly suggest you take a look at. It's important that you understand what you're looking at being the one that you're signing off. The proposal originator should be the one that fills everything out. But your job, if you are on or if you're in this or in that college that's submitting it, you're putting your signature on there, you should be taking a look at it as well. Myself and the executive committee, along with Catherine and Academic Affairs, all looks at it as well. It's your job to, again, be looking for that too. And with these proposals, the more eyes, the merrier, because for what one person might not catch, another person will. So that's just your FYI. I already throw this out there. It says there September 20th. That is when we want all proposals by. So start working with constituents to get those, whether it be department chairs, program coordinators, other faculty, etc. And then we don't want anything that is submitted after the 20th. It might have a question of it being for that approval for the next catalog year. So just FYI on that. I draw your attention to this and the proposals now. We're going to look at a proposal later on today. Myself and Sarah Mead and also Carmen, we had included her in that. And we were kind of looking at last year, just kind of the what's some different things to look for on a proposal. And we created this checklist, and it's in the agenda. It's here for you. And it kind of just talks about, again, everything that I was saying here. I'm not going to read this verbatim in that, but when you're looking through a proposal, you can have this checklist here, whether you're looking at for the rationale, signatures, the course changes, everything and so on. And when I became chair last year, we put this together to kind of, help guide you when you're looking at proposals to kind of see what to look at. It could be overwhelming. I've been at ISU now 6 years, and the first time I put together a proposal, I remember being overwhelmed. But always, feel free to reach out to any of us at the executive committee. Catherine is a great, again, resource as well, or academic affairs. We're all willing to, again, help or assist with that being said. And like I said, this checklist is not something you need to do for every proposal, but it's kind of like a guideline for what you need to look at. If something's missing a signature, impact statements is always something. Did the dean sign it? If it's implementing the catalog, did we put those changes in there? Those are just some things. And again, the clarification for that. With that being said, pause here for a moment. Do you have questions?
This is Lavona, and I know we have new folks in different positions in the university. And so if we have, for us, it seems the hang up sometimes is getting those impact statements back. And we know people are inundated. And so whether it's now or later, can you give us a guideline? How long should we wait before people reach out and nudge again, or before the UCC rep nudges? Or at what point do we just say, we're going to let that impact statement just go and we're going to submit, and hopefully they get a chance to look at it with UCC? Can you give us some guidance on that?
I'll give you some from my experience, and then what I think is right, again, in regards to nudging. So a couple of things. One, as I want to say the one or a college, I think it was you, Catherine. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were the one that said about the subcommittee for College of Health. So that's one thing, about, as the proposer originator, and as if you're the faculty member doing it, and let's say you are changing your program, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure that other individuals within your college are taking a look at it. Sometimes that, with that lack of communication, that might create the problem of where, again, does this even need to be a proposal, or what do we need to do with that? That's one thing. And having like that subcommittee within there. I know like at my college, we do that at the College of Technology, that before the dean puts their stamp on anything, they're taking a look at everything that the proposer originator and department chairs are putting together. In regards to like when it gets sent out, we're waiting for people to come back. I would say maybe a 2 or 3 day window. And at that point, I would say a nudge wouldn't be a problem. And I would suggest doing it through the comments within the undergraduate curriculum proposal, because it is a Google Doc. If you put that the @ symbol and their email, it's going to email them, and that would be, again, best if you did that the first time and did get a reply, maybe a phone call as well. And then I will say this, and it might come back and bite me, but I'm going to say it anyways, but it sometimes might help that if you're not getting in touch with the faculty member to do so, that you might want to also reach out to a department chair. Because again, sometimes we know that UCC proposals, especially as we get busier in the semester, they're time sensitive and we want to move on them. Why make it wait?
And I have one thing to add on that. Nothing comes to me that has not been signed off by the SIS registrar's office. If I get it and it doesn't have that impact, I will not process it because they have to sign off on it first. If you're having troubles getting something from the library or ITS or ETS or something like that, and don't hold up your proposal for those impacts. If you haven't received a response for the first, in the first couple of nudges, don't worry about it. I can help you collect those. But you do need to reach out to any other affected departments. And if there's a conflict or they say, well, no, what the changes you're proposing are going to add problems for our department, those have to be reconciled before they ever come to me. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of guidance. The normal impacts I can help you gather, but department.
Did that help, Lavona? Sorry, Catherine.
That answered the exact question I had, and I'll be sending Catherine some proposals.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, with that being said, is Dan here from Faculty Senate? Because I know he asked for the invitation yesterday.
Yes, I'm here.
I'm
Hey, Leslie.
going to turn the floor over to you if you don't mind, and if you want to give us some feedback from Monday's Faculty Senate meeting that I had attended as well.
Okay. Well, it was our first one of the year, so I think it went okay. We're going to make a few changes in our format. One thing you'll note is our minutes that come out will be more in conforming with Robert's rules, in the sense that they'll be more abbreviated. They're only going to summarize what was done, not necessarily what was said. We have a pretty full plate. We had a proposal to form a new ad hoc committee on gender diversity and equity and things like that. And that's under discussion. One thing I'll tell you that's coming up, we didn't cover it in the last meeting, but it's maybe of relevance to this committee, is there is a proposal for an academic integrity council. So we have an academic standards council, and this is separate. It's more to handle issues of cheating and things like that. A lot of things have been happening in the last few years in regards to the students' ability to plagiarize and all of that. This is being led by Kurt Whitaker and Nancy Legg, and I think we'll get that on the agenda for the next meeting. So there's and it's something I support, but we'll see how that goes. What else? A lot of ongoing discussion of the trust report, somewhat of a a loaded issue. We elected a new executive committee. So we had, three at-large people. It was Freddie Giesler, Barbara Mason, and Diane Aguiala. And so what else? My plan is to have a parliamentarian, which it will be Laura Ahola Young. And so she'll join us in the next meeting. So those were just some of the, I mean, you can see the minutes. I don't know, I don't want to take too much of your time, but those are just some of the things that stick out from the last meeting. The other thing I'll just mention, and then I can be available for questions if you have any. What we want to do, which is a little new, is have the chairs of our councils, such as this one, periodically report to the faculty senate. The way it just at least seemed to me in the past is you guys do all your good work and all we do is read your minutes and approve them. And it might be good if there was a little bit more dialogue. So Wesley, sometime at your convenience, it would be nice if we could get you a slot. I mean, you came to the last meeting anyway, but if we could get you a slot, and so we could have a little bit more discussion and educating the senators on what you guys are doing. So.
And Dan, that's totally fine. I didn't know. And I'd be happy if you want me to speak, or I can even speak up at a meeting and say, hey, here's what UCC's got. So
yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great.
Awesome.
And look forward to that.
Dan, and as you said, we don't have to bore you unless you want to stay on here, but you're more than willing to jump off. But I'll open it up. Does anybody have any questions for him? With that being said, thank you,
Okay,
sir.
that's easy. Thanks.
Yep. Take care. With
All right,
that,
I'll stick around.
Yep, thank you. Girk, do we have anybody from Girk on here, or Catherine, do you have anything?
I went to Kirk.
Thank you. Sorry, Rob, I forgot.
Yeah, that's okay.
Go
No,
ahead.
so Girk met and they're Darren Blackburn over in Academic Affairs is going to be, he's got some sort of fellowship or grant. I wasn't quite sure on that, to do a study as to how gen ed courses actually turn into marketable, I think the term was transferable skills. And so he's going to be working with the College of Technology and the College of Business to monitor their gen ed courses to see how students respond to those. And eventually he's got this whole proposal. It's going to take some time for him to get the data he wants. He's going to have preliminary reports to GERC, keeping them in the loop throughout the course of this year. So that's number one. Number two, GERC has a couple, they're really pushing hard to get physics. They're what are they called? The things that they check to make sure that you're following all the gen ed learning plan, assessment plans. Sorry. Their assessment plans. Yeah. So apparently, I don't know how many of you guys know about the ongoing issues there, but physics has for years resisted submitting these plans to GERC, and I don't know the details of last year, but last year they got them to submit some. So they're going to be going over those this year to to approve them, to make sure that they fall in line with their respective gen ed category. The other thing that's happening is that there is there's a state level gen ed committee getting together, and there are representatives from each of the major institutions coming together to meet. And the last time I was on UCC, they had another one of those meetings where they revised some of the state mandated gen eds. So that's gen eds 1 through 6. And I'm sure that this time they're probably going to be doing something similar, is looking at those, looking at what the standards are for gen eds 1 through 6 and deciding whether or not they need to be changed, or those kind of things. So that's what GERC met about on Tuesday. And that's my report.
Thank you. Dan, I see you got a question.
Yeah, since I'm not speaking as chair of the faculty senate now, I'm speaking as a member of the physics department. Just for context, physics has not had a chair for many, many years, and there's been nobody in charge, and it's been complete and utter chaos. Just recently, a few weeks ago, we finally became again a department, and we do have a chair. And I think that's why physics has been unresponsive. There's just been nobody in charge.
Fair enough. I'm just reporting what I've been told.
Yeah, right. No problem.
Thank you. I at this point, it's on the agenda as well and open. Does anybody have any questions of anything before we start diving into things? We don't have much for our first meeting. Okay, so you saw number 2 under my information. That's your proposal sheet. If anything, that's on the UCC website. Catherine may include that also with the agendas too, so you can see it. It talks about what we're working on, and then kind of like we have like this 1 week kind of backlog. So executive committee meets, we talk about what proposals are going to come to, and then we look to make a vote on those the following week, and then executive committee then meets the second week, and then we kind of look at proposals for the following. So we do have some besides the one here that we might take a look at today, if again the council again approves to do so. If not, we will wait again till next week. But with that being said, let's go ahead. Let's jump into this. And again, proposal number 9 from marketing and from the College of Business Marketing and Management. I will open that up here with my many different bars open. That's the letter of state board. Here we go. Okay. So there's a couple of things here that I saw. I just moved you guys, sorry. Map. Okay. So do we have, so Catherine, are we waiting on those things there? That's what I'm seeing.
In terms of, yeah, I just need an answer from
Me?
Buck. Yeah, have you received a map on that one yet? Hello, Buck, I know you're here.
Yep, for the certificates, we don't do maps, so
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
I was
good to know.
I was about to say, for academic certificates, I was told that we don't need them.
yeah, we don't bother, we don't use the maps for that. It's just the bachelor's programs.
Okay, yeah, when you fill out the impact table, if you would just indicate on there whether there's a map needed or if it's not needed, that'll help me, then I won't have to ask questions. Now, Bob Houghton, you were gonna check and see if there was a corresponding graduate course being
as of-
created.
As of right now, there is not.
There is
So,
not, okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
cool, thank you.
but of course, at the 4,000 level, you can always create one after the fact.
Yeah, the only thing is if this is more the reminder that, yeah,
Right.
if you want it, you've got to get a graduate proposal in.
Right.
And I just found out that apparently Barbara Wood Roberts is no longer at the university, which I wasn't aware of. So I don't know what's happening on that.
As for now, I believe they said contact Adam Bradford, and they're in the process of hiring someone else up there who I think will help take over some stuff as well. But as of now,
Okay.
Adam's kind of the contact, and I've changed his stuff on most of these proposals for the new ones I've created.
Great, thank you very much. That's very helpful to know.
So it looks like impact statements look fine. And based on what we're, I think we're good to take this to vote. Right?
Did all the credits and stuff get fixed, or was this one of the ones that had a credit problem? Oh, yeah, no, this one is easy.
This was, yeah, that, or I was
okay.
looking at that. So bear with me on, I'm sorry, Ben, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'll motion to accept.
Okay, so I was just gonna say, we're gonna bear with me on my Robert's rules. And I was gonna or can we call for a motion to again accept, and then you just again did, Ben. Can I get a second?
Second.
Bob. Again, discussion is for motion for discussion. Again, does anybody have any discussion? This is the time for that. With that being said, let's look to vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I raise the hands with the Zoom, or either if you're on camera, raise your hand, or again, you could put that little hand emoji up. Okay,
And Wesley, this is where I count on you to let me know if there's, if it's unanimous or if there's any abstentions or especially
Yeah.
no votes.
okay.
Because
With
I
that,
I can't see people.
no, I'm looking at it right now.
Great, thank you.
Any nays? And any abstent, or any nays? Anybody abstaining? We're good. Motion of, okay, so this proposal number 9 approved then.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that being said, let's go ahead and if we're okay, well, before I even waste the time of bringing it up, are we okay with taking a look at a couple proposals that executive committee looked at this week that we could possibly vote on today?
Yeah, if you take a look at the corresponding state proposal, that would be great, because then we can move this one forward.
There we go. I knew I was gonna forget something. Thank you, Catherine.
Yep.
There we go. I did have it up though.
Yeah,
with that-
and state proposals and letters of notification, you folks endorse, you don't approve or disapprove, but you can register an objection if you don't like it, but for the most part, these have been pretty well vetted, and you just approved a catalog proposal for it.
Yep. So again, go ahead, take a look through it real quick, and if anybody has any abstain or again is a nay with the vote, we can go ahead and make that noted, but if not, then we'll look to endorse this then. And it's up here. It's already been, again, we already got the SIP. And like, we're not voting on it, so
Right.
we already did the UCC proposal.
And the comments should stay, not be resolved. Curriculum Council proposals should be resolved before they get approved. Unless there's something that's being left on there for other reviewers, but for the most part. But the state proposals, the comments are there for lots of different reasons.
Catherine, you remove those like you did in years past?
I'm sorry?
You'll remove them from UCC proposals or clear them as you did in years past?
As I'm working through them, but yeah,
Yeah.
on the curriculum proposals, I don't want to resolve them unless you guys tell me that, yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
So for the most part, that's, they'll be there,
okay.
but they should be resolved before proposals are approved.
Okay. With that being said, then, where there's no, again, up for discussion or that, we can go ahead then endorse this. And we are done with this. So let me get rid of that. Let me stop sharing here for a second. Give me one moment here. There we go, stop share. Okay. With that being said, can we look to take up a motion to look at new proposals from this week?
Motion to untable, what is it? Untable proposals 5 and 17, or
Okay.
are those the ones we're looking at next, or is
Yeah,
it
the ones from next week's agenda, yes.
Right. Yep, and 9 and 16.
So, I'm sorry, you said which ones again? 5? I know we said 5.
5, 17, 9, and 16. I just went in order
Awesome.
since we've got an hour.
9 was already approved. 16 is the one that I prefer you guys. There will be a state proposal coming through on that one,
Okay,
but I probably won't have it until next week.
Then we could look at maybe 5 and 17.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll pull those up. We'll do 5 first. Yeah, this is the one that we were looking at, and let me share here. Okay, so this is the one from the College of Technology for cloud computing. Signatures look good. Impacts were good. They're basically looking to make course descriptions and content based on their technical advisory council.
So the only thing I had with this proposal is when you come down to BT 0161, cloud language computing. So that's the second one. Randa Cress has a great question, and I think that it's probably just a typo that they need to fix. But the other two classes that they're changing are changing to letter grading, and this one's staying as SU grading, even though the other two are changing to letter. And since cloud computing, this is called cloud computing languages 1, and then the next one down is cloud computing languages 2. Is there any reason why this is staying SU when the others are changing to letter?
So I did talk to Clayton about this, just because I was adding the prerequisite Alex test on it. And he said that they wanted to keep this class as an SU grade, I believe, because it was going to be run. I want to say something about an internship. Do you want me to see if I can grab him really quick and get a reason for it?
Well, I think that, I mean, where I was going to suggest is that there's one thing that I think that is not known as much when it comes to these proposals is you can have both methods of grading available. You just choose to use letter. So I was going to suggest that if they wanted to keep this SU, I was going to propose that they change the default grading. They could leave the default as SU, but change available grading modes to letter and SU. And then that way you have the option going forward. And that's just as an FYI, that's kind of how I tend to write proposals in general. Gives you more flexibility depending on who teaches the class.
And that was BT 10161. Is that the one you're talking about?
0161. Okay. Yeah. So I would propose, and as the UCC, we can make a change. We're allowed to. I would suggest, just for clarity's sake on the rest of the courses, that we just make available grading modes SU or letter, with the default staying as SU then.
Typically, actually, because I'm the one who build these courses, and I actually was trained to put all 3 of those in there automatically. So when I build that, I put those 3 options automatically in there. So I don't know if that really needs to be added to this, because it will already be that option.
Well, it's just that that's what that's there for, is in case they don't, in case the department only wants it to be an SU course or something like that. So
Tiffany, do you want to reach out to him then and see?
Yeah, I just sent him a chat. Maybe give me a few minutes, and then if we want to go to the next one, I can get you an answer on it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at and see if there's, so Randa, I think that was your comment on there. So we're looking at that, we're waiting. Besides that though, and then he took care of this. I reached out to him. He had replied to the section that was forgotten. So I can look to, Catherine, are you okay with me resolving some of these?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll resolve this one. The other one I'm going to wait on until we get that response. Get the response in. Are we good to take a motion to vote?
on this proposal 5?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion. I move approve.
Okay. And I will move to approve as well. We'll just wait for that response based on that Catherine, we can make a motion to approve just awaiting that response. I know we've done that before with other proposals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yep.
So
So
you can also vote to approve it, pending decision on that.
Yep. So yeah, let's look to make, so Bob already made the first motion to approve based on the decision, again, coming back from the department chair. Can I get a second?
This is Lavona. I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Okay, looks like we're unanimous. Catherine? Okay, any opposed? And any abstention?
So it looks like he's teaching right now, so I probably won't get an answer till after 4:15-ish.
Okay, Yeah, Tiffany, just let me know or one of us know, and then we can look to resolve that then. And then again, but we can look to approve proposal. I think this was 5, right? Yeah, we could approve proposal 5 pending the comment back from the department chair.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so that is done.
So that one's already approved. And then we'll get the answer from the department
Yep.
chair on that.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then we're gonna look at 17.
Yep.
Okay, let me pull that one up. Let me stop this. Okay, and for some reason, they wanted me to pull 9 again. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Here's 7. No, that's 5. Here we go. 17's from the College of Business, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me share this so we can take a look. Okay. So here's proposal 17.
To answer Catherine's question, it will have a corresponding course, and that hasn't been voted on yet by the graduate faculty, but the College of Business graduate faculty, but it will be at our next graduate faculty meeting, but that's not usually until late October or something like that.
Okay,
Okay, so that one, that'll be resolved. Let's keep going down. Looks like impact's good. It's not affecting GERC. They're creating a new certificate for personal finance. Everyone voted. Was all good. Okay, you haven't heard, you're following up on that, Bob, but maybe again, when you guys meet.
Yep.
Credits, it's 9. Looks like everyone filled out everything else. Looks like, again, there's the red jar from Sarah Mead. And that looks like it. So basically, we're adding those electives. Can I, pending your meeting, and again, that there, can I get a motion to approve pending those results?
This is Lavona, so moved.
Lavona, second.
This is Ben. I'll second that.
All in favor?
oh,
Huh?
I just noticed this is gonna be, this is a new certificate. No, it's
No.
for the personal finance. Okay.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought, oh no, I screwed up, but I
Nope.
didn't.
Nope.
Okay.
Any opposed? And any abstention? And I know I go through those quick, it was unanimous. Oppose or abstain, just feel free to call out while we're again, or feel free to send me a chat as well. But it is all, again, it was a full unanimous, Catherine, pending that approval.
Thank you. And just FYI for the, because this happened to pop in my head, just for the council, purple text is something that I use to show that, okay, those are changes that I made. So you can use any other color for things, but please let the purple text be reserved for me, because that's after any changes that show up after a proposal's been submitted by the department. I make them in purple so that people could see that that was me that did it.
Okay. With that being said, I know we can move on. We don't have any, or I don't have anything in the parking lot at this point. It's our first meeting. The only thing else with a new business is just about, encouraging collaboration, especially with programs, and then again with departments within their programs. It goes back to what I said before about you're putting a proposal together, especially if it's gonna involve like it's one program, but it's like multiple maybe certificates or multiple like degrees under that program. Again, making sure to get involved with everyone before putting it through. Instead of doing like 3 separate proposals, we could do one. Okay. Does anybody else have anything? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Before you go,
Bob?
just to make sure
Wait.
I've got it right, you did not approve or take up and discuss proposal 16, right? You
Nope,
just-
we are
you
gonna
just
wait on
approved-
that. Well, and it
Okay.
makes sense. We talked about on the executive committee to wait on that.
Right, but you did approve proposals number 9, 5, and 17.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, cool, great.
And thank you all for your willingness to that. Bob, again, motion to again adjourn. Do I get a second?
I second that.
Awesome. So we are adjourned. Look for again meetings. Ben. Yeah. Myself or Ben.
Bob
I'll
was
look for it
faster
there
on the
too.
gun.
With that
I've
being
been
said,
on
you
this
guys have
committee
a
way
good
too many
rest-
times not to say that one.
Have a good rest of your week. Executive committee, if you can stay on just for a couple minutes, I will make it quick. With everyone else, have a great rest of your Thursday and a great Labor Day holiday.
Thanks, everybody.